Hello, and welcome to this installment of Let's Play James Fighter's Anthology. Today we'll be hitting a power plant. So let's pick up where we left off. Or pick up where we left off, rather. Uong Power Plant. USS Kitty Hawk, CVA 63. Date, May 18th. Local time, 0700 hours. Weather, clear. Situation. On May 18th, the U.S. Navy once again turned its attention to NBN assets in the Haiphong area. The initial strikes concentrated on the Uong Power Plant, which supplied power to the city. And if you remember, this is where, I think in Mission 2, we were escorting the A6s that were laying mines in the harbor. Mission objective. You lead the strike on the power plant. F4Js will provide top cover, while teams of A4s and F8s will suppress enemy air defenses in the area. Order of battle. Recommended aircraft, F4J. Recommended weapons, Mark 84s, AIM-9Bs. Threat suppression data. Ground opposition of SA-2s, KS-19s, and KS-12s. Air opposition, MiG-21s, and MiG-17s. We're gonna hit them right from the east. Okay, so we'll take 500-pound bombs. Hopefully that's oh, they did want Mark 84s, didn't they? Okay. We'll take one Mark 84 and 4 Mark 82s, and we'll hope that's enough. I wonder if... There we go. We're we're pretty heavy, so we won't be doing much maneuvering. And we'll be in trouble if we get hit by MiGs because we won't have missiles, but let's do this. So, we're going to ingress. You see the other elements of the strike package here. And I already have a MiG on a radar. Here's the dock that we went earlier. Container ships, carrying supplies. Here's the airfield. Again, no one's seems to be home. This is the power plant. So we have, looks like a generator and 2 relay stations that were responsible for taking out. But what really worries me is that's got to be a MiG-21 if it's showing up on an RWR, because in this game at least, the MiG-17 doesn't have any radar whatsoever, so it would never show up here. So, I guess we'll see how that goes. And they've locked onto us. You can see we turn very slowly now. So we don't want to... Might have been useful to keep some sparrows on there. And we have MiG-17s coming in. Because that's how our day is going to be. So hopefully... Oh, these guys are just suppressing ground defenses.
Inbound, waypoint Bravo.
Well, we're going to start rolling in.
Descend to Angel.
And actually, I'm going to take over from here. We're going to...
Proceed to waypoint Charlie, bearing 302. Descend to Angel 4. Contact structure north 11 o'clock flow. 10 miles. Please advise. Head west.
We're going to send our wingmate to engage the MiGs, because I don't know if they suffer the same performance penalties we do.
He's at 1 o'clock flow.
And then we're going to bomb the generator. So we'll line up here and increase our thrust a bit.
8 miles.
And let's see if we can lighten our load. I'd like to take as many bombs back to the carrier as we can. But we might have to drop them if we get in a really bad dogfight.
7 miles.
Yeah, we got the MiG-21s to the west. I'm sure the MiG-17s are just about on top of us.
5 miles. 5 miles.
So
4 miles. Bombs away. 2 miles. In range. Bombs away.
and now we try to pull up as best we
1 mile.
can.
In range.
There's our big old bombs. Looks like we'll have to go for another pass on the generator. Yeah, our wingman needs help. He's chasing the MiG, but you can see the MiG-21 coming in. Well,
Bombs away.
yeah, our aircraft's starting to become a little more responsive now. Those bombs should finish it off. Now let's help our wingman quick.
Mission accomplished.
There we go. MiG acquired. Ooh, our wingman turned the tables on the MiG. Oh. Let's try not to get our wingmate in the crossfire. Alright. Way to go, wingman. Here's Bandit 1 o'clock high. Okay, so those MiG-21s, it looks like went somewhere else. And just for funsies.
Miles, 10 o'clock.
If I can find it, I'm going to take out that AAA that was taking pot shots at us. There we go. Have extra ordnance, may as well use it, and I think the bombs are pretty plentiful.
3 miles.
Although, knowing our luck, we'll we'll come back and we'll desperately need them for a mission, and yeah, I toggled the HUD off because it draws some elements like the CCIP, which is basically it's, I don't know if they had those in these older fighters, but I know on modern fighters it's basically, I forget exactly what CCIP stands for, but it basically relates to the predicted circular error of probability that of where the bomb's going to fall, and it takes into account, you know, range, speed, altitude, that sort of thing. And so with that, you can see in the game how we can basically put a bomb anywhere we want using that. You know, now the downside here is I don't think it takes wind into account or a couple other factors. So it is possible that, you know, that it's wrong. And, you know, that it gives you a circle where it might land. So if you release it, it might go on your target, or it might go 50 feet to the side if that's still in your circle. So that's where, you know, guided bombs are great, because they have their circular errors of probability are extremely small compared to the unguided bomb. This game, I think there'd be a little more variability in where the bombs hit, but yeah, so that actually went pretty smoothly. We took out the power plant. Now a bunch of civilians have no power. Yes, I guess. Oh, granted, the airbase probably doesn't have power now either. And we took out one of these little AAAs. Our wingman's starting to become really good at air-to-air. He took out one at least one MiG-21 and MiG-17, I think, in this mission. And since they typically are in groups of 2, I'd say it's more likely he killed at least 2 MiG-17s than a MiG-21. But we'll return to the ship now. Fortunately, one of the things that, I think this is just a byproduct of how old the game is you can't actually see what we have equipped on our aircraft, which I think is a bit of a shame. But you'll see when we get to newer games, Strike Fighters 2, some of the other Jane's titles, like I believe maybe USAF, but I believe for sure F-15, F-18. Those will have stores displayed on the outside of the aircraft, I believe. Yeah, I think some Novalogic games that I also want to do Let's Plays of. The F-22 not so much because of the internal weapon space, but the F-16 and the MiG-29, I do believe both show your stores, although I think they play a bit loose with with how much those fighters can carry. Because I know in those games there's an option where you can just double your loadout, and I feel like that's probably not an option in real life, but who knows. Maybe it is. But you can see how this game, we had, let's see, 5 2,000-pound bombs, so that's 10,000 pounds, plus another 2,000 pounds of 500-pound bombs. 12, so, and then we had 2, I think, 350-gallon fuel tanks, so we probably had around 15,000 pounds of payload. That's quite a lot. You can see, you know, with a full fuel load, we were barely, I like how it still makes a generator noise when it's destroyed, but you can see how we were barely had enough thrust to stay airborne. And that is going to be a thing when in some of the other campaigns. It's not so much a problem with American aircraft. I found they typically have, you know, you can go and you can load up a Hornet with a lot of stuff, you know, which, you know, given its size, it's pretty impressive, and, you know, you can load it up with, like, harpoons and stuff. But I know, doing a couple quick missions with Russian fighters, like the SU-27, I found, you know, if you know, just, like, a couple anti-ship missiles, and boom, you're over your limit, and you gotta go in with, like, half a fuel load. Although the one they mostly have you, playing, or the one they give you the option to play. I don't know if the basic SU-27 is playable, but I do know they had an SU-33 playable in USNF-97 and by extension Fighters Anthology. And there's actually a little backstory as to why that was playable, and we'll get to that when, I don't know if Egypt, I think Ukraine's going to be next, but it could be Egypt. It's been a while, so I don't remember the years. All I remember is Ukraine is 97, Pearl Islands are 97. I think they actually take place at the same time, but through the miracle of video games, we'll be able to take part in both. And then, I know there's a Russian, there's a Vladivostok campaign where you defend Russia from China. That's in, I think that's sometime in the early 2000s, maybe. And then, I know in like 2015 they have Russia invading the Baltics. But that one I find interesting in that okay, so in Vietnam and Ukraine we play as a Navy fighter pilot, and in the Kuril Islands we're technically playing as the Marine pilot, and then in Egypt and Vladivostok we're playing as an Air Force pilot, a U.S. Air Force pilot. And I say that because in the Russian campaign, we are actually, if you take a look at the map and the country markings on your aircraft, and that's actually a neat thing. You don't get to see it much in the campaign, but they do have like the roundels for like 100 different countries in here. So if you go into the quick mission, you could have like, you know, Sudan versus Nigeria or something. You know, they just have a ton of countries. And what you'll actually see is when we do the Russian mission, we'll actually have the German cross on our aircraft, and in the map, our nationality will be given as German. So I find that interesting that they have us playing as a German pilot. I guess we'll play it off as a exchange program or something, but so, you know, it makes for an added challenge in that last campaign if you try to do that at playing only with, you know, what the German Air Force would have, which would in the game would be Eurofighters. So they aren't as stealthy as the F-22, but they're still pretty maneuverable, and they can carry most of the same weapons, and they have decent sensors. So they're all around pretty good, and the game, I don't think the Eurofighter was mature when this game was made, so, you know, they're even better now. Try to bleed off some of that speed from our dive there. We are in the recovery zone of the carrier. We've taken no damage, surprisingly.
Go left.
Give it a shot of it.
Go left.
Oh, it's fine. We normally end up a little on the left anyways,
Go
so
left.
I don't think that'll be a huge problem.
3 miles. Lower.
And I think we're dropping in altitude. Like, not even on account of our nose being down, I think.
Lower.
Yeah, there we go.
Lower. Lower. Call the ball. Lower. Lower. Lower.
And we are on the ball.
Lower.
Or not quite.
Lower. Fair landing.
Oh my god, the things you can get away with in this game. So yeah, not our best landing ever, but you know, any landing you can walk away from, I guess. So we'll just go and park ourselves in our corner of shame. Right over the Actually, you know what? I want to park this over here. We're going to try something different this time, just for the lulz. We're going to go over here like in some of those photo ops where you see the carrier just packed full of aircraft. We're gonna park there. And we'll watch our wingman come in. Gotta love that two-dimensional landing gear there. Well, to its credit, the game's mostly kind of 3D, although I feel like they just rendered a bunch of 2D stuff and called it 3D. Like, I'm sure the planes are all paperclip too. Oh, we're actually like right across from each other. That's pretty cool. Howdy. I can't wait to get to Strike Fighters 2 or something, or DCS, where the scale is all right and you have you know, a bunch of aircraft going off on missions. Yeah. But that's it for today. So, mission accomplished. Debrief. USS Kitty Hawk CVA 63. Date May 18th. Mission owned by power plant. Resolution success. Great work blasting that power plant and avoiding the base. We destroyed the 3 targets. Our landing grade is 50%. Wingman is 47%. He took a little bit of damage. He only shot down 1 fighter, I guess. Then what was that other one? I thought that was another mate because I thought I saw it shooting our wingman, but maybe not. I don't know. We got 3 structures and 1 AAA. Our gun is a 16% hit rate. We got a few shots off on that thing at least. Wingman is 8%. Our bombs have an 83% hit. I think when we launched those final 2 bombs against the generator, I think the first one destroyed it. So the second one technically hit nothing. Do maintenance. And that's all for this episode. Next time it looks like we'll be protecting aircraft hitting a cement plant. And oh yeah, that'll be fun. So tune in next time.